Hey, what's up, guys? Here we are yet again with something new, something that I been thinking about for a long time. Not only me, a lot of our guest and our co-host of this program that we've been talking about this for a long time. So welcome all of you to the Cardboard Cave podcast where we try to inform you and we're going to talk about anything and everything of Magic the Gathering. So you have seen our first guest already before, and he has been at the Movie Guys podcast. And basically, you can IMDb him as well. We have here Alejandro Orengo. Whoops. Hey, there you go.
No.
Wait. Everybody appeared.
Everyone appeared at the same time. That's great. That's great. Hi. I didn't know it was gonna be in English, but that's cool because I'm bilingual, so it helps. Bilingual.
Yeah.
I said it.
Okay,
now.
let's make it clear. We're gonna be talking in Spanglish because
Spanglish,
you know
yeah,
how
for
it
sure,
is.
for sure. But I'll make the effort. I'll make the effort. Like if we need to make it English, it's cool. It's cool. Whatever gets
Yeah,
the views. Whatever gets the views.
Whatever gets the views.
For sure.
So here we go. Our other co-host. I don't know if his microphone is on. I know that I unmuted him.
Oh yeah, sorry. That was my bad.
So our other co-host is JP Jampol. He is a great friend of ours. We've been playing Commander for a long time. Have you played Standard? I don't remember. If you were.
It was a long time ago.
A long time ago, yeah. Our other co-host, he's stuck at work.
Because we're all millennials, so we need to.
Yeah. So let's see. Chu 1489 says sexy Alex mustache.
It is very.
Thank you.
Then we got Emma Rock that says Wepa.
Wepa.
And then we have Caruso that we know him is Carlos. He says, "Hey guys."
He's a great standard player. Great standard player.
Yes, he is. Okay, guys. So this is our first podcast, and just in case for everybody that's watching us, this podcast will be available on YouTube on Monday due to Twitch saying to us that it has to be on Twitch for 24 hours. And then we are going to have this episode as well on podcast format. That is still on the works because I really don't know how to use the podcast thing yet, but I'll learn on the way. But you'll have
a learning process.
Yeah. You'll have the podcast available as well in your favorite platform. It could be Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, so on and so forth. So if you guys can't watch us live, you guys can hear us at the comfort at your home, car, workout. I hope that our content is amazing for all of you. So guys, question before we start with the podcast. So you guys know that Commander Legends was released, and what are your thoughts about Commander Legends, and what is like the most upcoming card from that set that you guys guess that in the financial part of Magic the Gathering is going to go up or bust?
Okay.
You can start, Orengo. Whoever wants to start is okay.
Okay. So Commander Legends is a great product. I liked it a lot. I bought one box and I bought a bunch of singles because I knew that by Friday everything was gonna come crashing down. So whoever bought a Jewel Lotus for $150, you are an insane person, and I hope you canceled your order because it's insane. I still do think that, I guess, of the new cards, it is probable that Jewel Lotus will be the thing that will maintain its value at wherever it settles. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still going to go down. Even right now, it's at 50 at TCG lowest, and I'm pretty sure it's still going to go down to like probably 30, 20, 25, because it's a print to demand set, guys. So please don't go buying anything that you think it's probably too expensive. It probably is expensive for you. You could probably get it even cheaper than it is right now. And right now it's pretty low, but it's probably going to go a bit lower. But yeah, so I feel like probably Jewel Lotus, even though, It's the chase thing. Everyone's making fun of it for being so expensive. I still think it's going to retain its value. The other one, it's going to be opposition agent, obviously, especially for CEDH. Maybe like more casual play groups are going to be like, "Hey man, don't play that. I want to fetch my lands. Don't do that. Turn two, stop it." But in CDH, you need that type of stuff so you stop the combo player for comboing off in turn like one or two. Um, a bust, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to circle back to that one and see like the list because I can't think of. I know there's busts, of course. I'm just trying to think of like what's one that was kind of hyped a little bit, and then. So JP, what cards did you think and you liked?
I'm trying to think of the name. It's the Hull Breacher, the Merfolk that just whenever you're gonna draw a card instead, whenever an opponent's gonna draw a card instead, they make you make a treasure token actually.
Yeah, I love that one.
That's preventing draws is very strong, and you already talked about Jeweled Lotus, which is obvious. I was going to talk about Opposition Agent, which is also very strong. There's been a lot of talks about it being used in Vintage and Legacy. There's very niche decks it could go into that like could be a mainstay. There's like Death and Taxes, Nick Fit. There's a bunch of little like slots that could fit right in. It might keep its price relatively high. Yeah. And also talking about Jeweled Lotus. Let's see. You see that it's going down in price, but that's just generally a trend. When Mox Opal was reprinted in, I'm pretty sure it was Iconic Masters, if I'm not mistaken, it kept going down, and then after that, it just spiked up. So Jeweled Lotus will probably spike.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess the same thing because Jeweled Lotus is like that little hint of like, hey, the people that have that big list of cards that we cannot reprint, yeah, they made a soft reboot of the Black Lotus just for Commander.
Yeah.
So guys, okay, so our first topic of the day, we're going to change the camera. Our first topic for today. Hope that this works. I hope.
I'm looking at you, and you are tinier.
I'm tiny.
You're tinier now.
There we go. There we go. That's the one that I need to do. Okay, there we go. Okay, so our first topic is a very, very, very interesting one. Everybody was hyped for the Green Premium Edition or the Green Collection of these gorgeous reprinted cards that we have: Sylvan Library, Command Tower, Freyalis, Soul Ring once again. I forgot the other cards. We got a Omnath.
You have a Command Tower, a Soul Ring. You have the one that blows up, I think, artifacts and enchantments, but I forgot the name of that one.
Bane of Progress.
Wordly Tutor is the other one.
Yeah, Wordly Tutor. Yeah, then so yeah, like putting this set. Apparently, guys, this is the sad part. Apparently, stores can't get the foil version because they have to be a WPN exclusive store. So if your local game store is not WPN exclusive, they won't have access to the foil edition. There are stores that right now are having pre-orders. I guess that I know that ISD Gaming here in Puerto Rico has it for, I think the special price for pre-order is $75. I don't know if Capitan Granuja is doing it and other stores, but I know that they are. The $75 is fine for non-foil. But now, this is the shocking part. The Green Premium Edition, that is the foil one, is going for $300. $300. Let me put that again. $300. Do you guys think, starting with JP, do you guys think that the $300 is it worth it for this? Do you guys think that it's worth it?
Well, I'm looking at just started looking at TCG player prices right now because got like Bane of Progress. It was pretty much the first card I recognized immediately. It's also the first card there. I got mine at like $2. They're selling it right now at like $7. It's this type of card that's just not reprinted much, but has been reprinted several times and has gone down in price. Even if it has an alternate alt and foil, it's already not worth it for me. Command Tower is the next card, and just alternate art foil version. One thing that just bothers me about this card is this is supposed to be about green in Commander, but Command Tower just works for any deck, and it just like that feels like an off slot. So there's already 2 cards down, and I don't feel like it's worth it. Worldly Tutor and Sylvan Library are probably the chase ones, and I'm not sure if Worldly Tutor has a foil version other than maybe
Maybe some Judge promo or something.
Judge promo, exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
And Sylvan Library is also used in Commander, Cube. There's a bunch of there's a few legacy decks. That's fine, but the foil versions, I've seen foil versions go for around $67, and that's a Sylvan Library. I don't feel like it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think we have. Yeah, we do. Wait.
Oh. Are we getting? Oh
I don't
no.
know if he's stuck or. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
I knew this would happen.
Yeah. While our friend gets his internet back again or does not lag, we'll put him back in the stream.
Yes, please.
Okay. So Orengo, what do you think? What do you think about this?
So, yeah, the $75 for the non-foil one, excellent. Get it? Like the value's there. You know, like I know it's much more hiked up than the previous like spell books. When you see it, you assume it's just like a spell book, but you know it's not like pulled together by lore and by like a planeswalker and some stupid excuse to like reprint crappy cards. Like this one, legitimately they thought out, okay, what's the really good green staples in Commander, and they reprinted basically most of them, or at least a good decent chunk of it. For $300, the only one I could say, you know, checking from the list, that's like never had a foil is like JP said, Worldly Tutor, and maybe people might put some value on having a foil Worldly Tutor and a foil Sylvan Library, and maybe the foil Omnath, because since it's a potential commander for a lot of people. It rises, you know, it gives it a lot of extra value because of it. But we're talking about potentially maybe 150, and everything else kind of like, you know, it's not that much worth in foil, even with the alternate art. 300, it's a lot, and I'm pretty sure the reason it's been selling at 300, or at least, you know, it's a pre-order at 300. I don't know, people are buying it at 300, but you know, just assuming. Being sold at like being pre-ordered at 300, I'm pretty sure it's because the few stores that did get it, which I'm pretty sure it's like a very minuscule amount of stores, they realize they have basically gold in their hands. Because if this was more massively produced and more widely available, pretty sure this would have been like potentially like $100, and the normal one would have been like 50. To be honest, but since they know they're sitting on potential gold, because you know, once this is done, and you know, it might sit on a store for like a year, but it's still gonna be 300 because some crazy person's gonna go out there and just buy it. They don't need to lower it that much, you know. Like at worst, you could sell it 250. I'm pretty sure they're gonna sell it, you know, because some crazy person, some whale, would just buy it because, you know, they like green, they like the spells that it contains, they like the fact that it's like a green-looking Soul Ring, whatever. I don't think it's worth it. Because, you know, you can get the normal one, and the normal one is perfectly, like, you know, acceptable for the price range. If it's like $70-$80, maybe totally acceptable for the price range. But you know, that premium product, it's a step too far. And I understand There's no MSRP. So this is probably the stores hiking up the price again because they understand that since there's gonna be such a lack of availability, they're doing
Actually,
this.
I think that the price for the 300 was because it was released on I think it was leaked in one of the Wizard of the Coast like pages, and
Okay. Oh, so this is Wizards. Okay,
yeah, this
oh,
was
I'm
Wizards. Yeah,
sorry for blaming LGSs. It's always Wizards. It's always Wizards' damn fault. So, okay, so I take back what I said. It's Wizards. Well, then Wizards just being a greedy company as usual. Yeah, don't buy this at 300. It's too much. Like maybe like if you're really keen on having one of them, just buy one of the singles. Like if you really want one of them,
yeah.
but this is so not worth it. Yeah.
Oh, we had our friend Chris was in, and I was gonna add them when you finished, but he left.
Sure. Oh.
He's probably having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I imagined that was gonna happen. So
I have one more point to say
sure.
about the command tower and the Soul Ring as well. There's two cards that I just keep coming back to me. Sylvan Tutor, which only had one other printing, which is a Judge promo. I just verified.
Okay, cool.
And Mary's Guile, but I'm not sure if Mary's Guile is in the reserve list. Those two cards are also very sought after green cards, and they could have just slot those in, but they decided to just put two cards that are in every single commander set. It just feels off.
Okay.
No, yeah, I actually do think the same way. I do think that this green. I was really excited about it, but then when the official list came out, I was like, okay, so we're getting Soul Ring again. We're getting Command Tower again, because I know that the Command Tower foil, it's either a Judge promo or I think both of them are Judge promos.
There's one version that's the premium the premium set that
the Commander Arsenal.
Exactly that.
Oh
one.
yeah. So it's I would understand because those cards are if you want a Command Tower full, they're pretty in the I think the Judge one, the one with the like OG art is pretty high in terms of price. So probably that's why people might be interested in getting it, but I still say that $300, that's too much money.
Yeah, too much, man.
That's like what was this product that came out not recent, but that came out and was really expensive, and people were like, I think it was one of the the collector sets, the one that brought you the alternate art of the Planeswalkers, the second one, the Mythic Collection.
You lost some booster packs and gained some other booster packs that just had the Planeswalkers.
Yeah,
like the give and take wasn't really worth it.
No. Exactly. Yeah, like I think that this product, at least for there's many flaws. Besides the fact that we're getting Soul Ring again and we're getting the Command Tower again. I think that it would be nice to see like other cards in the green spots, because I think Oracle of Moldaja hasn't been reprinted in a long time.
That would have been a great pick. Yeah.
That would have been a great pick. That would have been
and a Crater Hoof. Boom. You got your 9 cards. Because Oracle of Moldaja is like sitting at 40 or 30. Pretty sure.
Around
like,
$40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and Crater Hoof didn't go down because of Jumpstart, so it's still hovering in 30 to 40.
Crater Hoof does hover around the 20 sometimes.
Yeah, when like a master sets comes out, like it like goes down a little bit. Yeah.
No, yeah. Then the other thing is the Soul Ring. Like, I don't think that Soul Ring needed to be reprinted in foil. We still have the Mark Tedden one from the Commander Fest.
Yep.
And that one is going for like $50 foil.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that expensive. It's a doable card, and the art is amazing because Mark Tedden does amazing art.
Yeah.
So our friend Chris, he's not gonna have a camera. He has only audio, but we're gonna put him in like that. He can give his opinion on the Green Premium Edition.
Okay. Hey, Chris.
Hello. Hey guys, can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, we
Yes.
hear you. Thank God.
All right, awesome. So I know that I'm completely late to the party, and again, I might be late on this, but did we really need a Seedborn Muse reprint? Like, did we really?
No.
No, but I mean,
Like-
as far as green staples go, like
Exactly.
Okay, understandable. Yes, it is a green staple. Like, I do feel like it really is, but did we really need that? Like they were saying earlier, we could have totally substituted that Seedborn Muse for like an Oracle of Moldiah or something.
for sure. Oh yeah,
Like,
for sure.
come on.
You're right.
And Soul Ring. Okay. I love Soul Ring just as much as the next guy. But it's supposed to be green staples. I don't want a Soul Ring in my green staples.
Or a command tower, which is so ridiculously dumb.
Wait, are you kidding? Command Tower's in there?
There's
Yeah.
a command.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
there's
a
a command
command tower in there.
tower. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
Oh
like-
my god,
look,
it is the
it's right
card
there.
that is
Look
like
at that.
a center row up.
Look at that.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
like-
duh, it's a commander
It's
product,
a command.
dude.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
You know, I had like when I saw the picture of the of what the box included, my brain completely zoned out the command tower. Are you? Wow. That's like how bad it was. Like my brain automatically just like, yeah, that's not a command tower. Of course not. Why would they do something?
oh boy, let's put my command tower in my mono green deck.
You know,
exactly. That's what
This
you
just
do.
reminds me of that one meme that just be like, we didn't expect much of you. We had low expectations for you, but holy fuck.
no, yeah, like you know which card I would have put in the command tower slot.
Anything.
Yeah, no,
Literally
I know
anything.
anything,
You could
but
put a
I would
fucking
have made.
forest in there, would have been better.
Dryad would have been better, actually.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah.
But you know, a Nick those wouldn't be bad. An
Yeah.
alternate art Nick those would have been nice.
I mean, you can't put Gaia's Cradle as much as we will want to. so
Exactly.
put
You can't
something
put
similar
Gaia's
to a
Cradle.
You put something similar. So yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So okay. So our podcast is called Cardboard Cave. So I just got a great idea. So from each one of you, how many from 5 goblins, how many goblins do you give this product?
I like this.
Okay, when we say out of 5 goblins, do we have the option of like chunks of goblin, just like a goblin leg instead of a whole goblin?
Yes, you have
Yes.
you have the chance to say a goblin and a half.
Okay. Okay, so there are 2 cards in that box which I just really do feel like they just should not be in there at all, which we just mentioned. It is the command tower and the soul ring. So in reality, if you really come down to it, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mono green commander staples.
Yep.
Like truthfully, when you really think about it, you are paying $300 for 6 cards.
Essentially, yeah.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
this. Like
Hey, it's one more than the fetch land. So
maybe
you're winning.
like maybe I don't know, some people might think that I'm judging this too harshly, but I just do not think this thing is even worthy of Crack's thumb. Like this is just straight up a bad product. And that's coming from me. I usually just like, oh my god, Wizards has a new product. Yes, I am the Wizards whore. But no, like this is just straight up bad.
So how many goblins do you give it?
Oh, like the
I'll give it Crack's pinky because the thumbs are just definitely not. But for like for actual numbering reasons here, I will give this half a goblin because theoretically we couldn't go lower than half a goblin theoretically. But what I would actually give it, Crack's pinky, because they already took his thumb, so might as well.
Both sides.
Okay, JP, how many goblins do you give this product?
I'm gonna be a bit more lenient. I'm gonna get it like a 3 out of 5.
Ooh.
Three goblins out of
But-
5.
That is very generous,
Two
sir.
of those goblins are healthy. One of those goblins is about to go.
Like,
That
like
sounds more
I,
like that
Okay.
sounds more like a 2.5 than a 3, my friend.
This is like 2.5. Okay.
Okay.
See, the Worldly Tutor, the Sylvan Library, Omnath is like those are strong cards. The Seaborn Muse is always good, and Freyalise is also a very strong card. Of course, we've already talked about the Command Tower and the Soul Ring. My only other problem is with the Bane of Progress, but as a whole, for the normal price, then it would be fair for a 2.5. For the $300 version, oof, damn, I'll give it a 1.
A goblin.
one goblin.
A
One
singular
little
goblin. One lonely goblin sitting by himself.
And it's not the new Commander Legends Goblin that has like first strike. What is
No.
it? First strike,
It's a kobold.
menace.
Yeah, Rogak.
Oh, it's a
Yeah, it's
kobold,
not
that's
that
true.
goblin. We're
Kobold,
not
yeah.
giving him that goblin. We're giving the those sorceries that we use to cast goblins.
It's not even a card. It's just the token. The
One
token
goblin
goblin.
token.
Okay, Orengo, how many goblins do you give this product?
Okay, like so if you buy if you're talking about the 300 one, like one Togo's rock, rock that he makes, fling it, that's what it deserves. If we're talking about like the $70 one or $80 one, so there's two ways to see it. Like if you're like a hardcore like Timmy who really likes green, I can understand why you would be upset for the Command Tower and the Soul Ring, but they are green flavored. So it was cool that they did that. It's unnecessary. It's in the set, but it could have been cool as a little add-on. Like if this would have been 11 cards, and those two would have been like the add-ons, and we would have had 9 really solid green cards. Perfect. Because I like the
totally
idea
agree.
that it's flavored in green. Like the Soul Ring is like on a mossy forest and stuff. It looks cool if you're really into green. So if you're really into green, like this is like a 4 or a 5. If you need these staples, it's also sort of a 4 and a 5 because for the value alone, the Worldly Tour and the Sylvan Library and the Omnath, you bought it already. Like it's way more than 70 alone on those 3 cards. So the value is definitely there. And since it's alt art, like that thing, it's gonna like in a few years always gonna be up, especially the Omnath in the very long run because of the reason that it's a commander. And the Worldly Tour, unless it gets reprinted down to shit, then it doesn't matter. For the rest of people that don't play commander or don't really play green very heavily, then it's like a 1 or a 2 because you're really not gonna go nuts over it. You can just buy the one card that you need out of the pack. If you really need one, you can just buy it single. But yeah.
Okay, so everybody that is joining us right now on Twitch, go ahead, tell us what you think about the green premium product. Will you get it? Will you waste $300 on this product? Or you will get the
Keyword in that statement being waste. Just
Waste.
$300 because we all know, everyone watching this and the 4 people in this stream know that if you went ahead and spent $300 on this, I will not personally judge you, but I will tell you there's a lot of better things you could do. You could build a whole deck with those 300, man.
Oh, definitely.
Actually, yes, you can build a whole good commander.
A couple of commander decks.
Yeah, actually, you can
Probably-
build a
probably
couple.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely build a couple.
Because actually, I was looking to make an Ulamog commander, and it was only, I think the most expensive card was Ulamog and one of the other Eldrassis. Like that was the only 2 cards that were expensive. The rest of the Eldrassis are like 10 cents, 50 cents, and I even was impressed that Eye of Ugin is like for $10.
Yeah.
I was like,
Wow.
whoa, But everybody that is watching us right now, what you guys think? Will you get this product at its normal rate, non-foil, that is around $75 to $80, depending your local game store, or you're going to get the premium one? That I guess if you get the premium one, that means that you do make good money.
We must make good money because damn.
Yeah.
for
Okay,
sure.
guys. So our second topic of tonight.
Ooh, look at that transition. Look at that. That's money right there. Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
fancy. Yeah, it's so fancy.
So when we started the podcast, we were talking about Commander Legends, and while we were thinking about all of us, hey, what should we talk about? We first mentioned why Jewel Lotus is cancer, and then Orengo was like, hey, don't forget about opposition's agent. So we all know Jewel Lotus is this little hint of like, hey, if you can't own a Black Lotus, we'll give you a jeweled one for your commander. Like, hey, we're not gonna be mad of all of you revised or reserve list collectors, but hey, we're gonna give them this. Right now, the card, when the set was in pre-order, the card was almost $200, $300, depending the style of the card. Obviously, the full art one foil, we know that is skyrocket in TCG player. And then opposition agent is mostly for CDH. So we all know that a lot of commander players like to do their infinite combos. Wink, wink. They will do this to do crazy shenanigans and make crazy things. Like a lot of people have done as well with Jewel Lotus, that they have done turn 3, turn 4 Urza, or turn 2 something, and they go infinite and they win. So, guys, now the question is, starting with Chris, because he just got here. So, Chris, why do you think that these two specific Commander Legends cards, this recent set that just got out a couple of days ago, you think that these cards are cancer? Why?
For starters, I want to start off that question with another question. Why was this even printed? I mean, okay, the Lotus. The Lotus I do personally like because as a player that got relatively late into Magic, I've always dreamed about, the Lotus. Oh, the Black Lotus, that expensive legendary card that everybody talks about. I think it's really cool to just have something that at least resembles that. And I do think that in that case, the card is cool, but it just, you went ahead and in Commander, you've banned the Power 9. And you ban the what do they call? I always forget the name. My brain always does weird things. You ban all the Moxes, right? Because you don't want to have like these things that come down for 0 mana and just give you mana just cuz, right?
Yeah.
And then you go ahead and you print that. Like, I don't know. I just find it a bit counterproductive for the Commander. I guess you can say community. Sure. I mean, it is centered around the fact that you can only cast your commander with it, but Commander, where like the most crucial card in your deck is in fact your commander, being able to put him down super early in the game with something like that, I just think it really does grant what could potentially be a super unfair advantage over anyone who doesn't get, like, sure, you can totally argue that someone comes into the table and pulls off Mana Crypt Soul Ring. Yeah, sure, that is also pretty freaking nuts, but it's still a 2-card combo versus this 1 card that can literally just put your commander on the battlefield, like turn 1 in a lot of cases. And opposition agent. I mean, do I really have to get into opposition agent as to why? Like, you just read the card and you feel the cancers start festering inside of you. What I'm going to do is, for the purpose of the stream and whoever is just catching on to the whole to what these cards even have in their text, I'm going to go ahead and read over that opposition agent text for a second here. Let's see. Let me just look that up one more time. So, Opposition Agent says here, you control your opponents while they search your libraries. While an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast them. And on top of that, this beautiful card has Flash. I mean, I honestly, at this moment, I just really cannot find words to describe the cancer that I just read. Not only does it just feel really unfair in a lot of ways, it's just there are very few ways to stop that thing. And second, if it were, for example, if it said cast cards, I would feel a little bit more comfortable with it. But it says play, so that means that includes lands that you're stealing from other people when they try to search them up, and that also implies, I don't know, it just implies so many things for you to just be able to just first off play anything and just steal stuff from people's decks. For starters, one of the things that really stood out to me the most is how, like, I guess you can say logistically, how uncomfortable that is. Because let's say someone just goes off and, like, you know, you're just, if someone doesn't get rid of that thing fast enough, you're just going to be handling a bunch of cards from a bunch of other players in a game where, as it is, it's kind of weird to handle and manage your deck when it comes to, like, you know, searching libraries and taking control of other players' permanents. I don't know. I just think that it adds a layer of, like, it adds a more complicated layer to the game that it just doesn't need to be there, because it's just completely unnecessary. And that's not to speak of, like, the power of the card itself, considering that, again, it does all of this and has Flash.
How can you say that? You know, that card does not do anything.
Oh yeah.
No, of course. Black Lotus is just a card that we wipe our asses with. Yeah.
So, okay. Now, JP, what do you think?
I'll add to his little bit on the end. I didn't think about that. The part about having another player handle your deck, like you're just sitting on in an LGS, you're with your friends, but then there's this random, like, you're playing and he plays that card. Now he's gonna handle your deck. It kind of, like, you don't know him, you don't know the person. It does kind of feel wrong. But what I feel like is wrong with this card is the controlling the opponent while they're searching. Another effect that is similar to this is one I mentioned earlier, Hull Breacher, and to the same effect, Notion Thief. When you're going to do something, instead of you doing it, of your opponent doing it, you do it. So instead of the opponent drawing a card with Notion Thief, you draw a card. With Hull Breacher, you just create a token. This lets you control the opponent and take whatever you want. If that line of text wasn't there, I feel like this card would still be very strong, but not as strong or oppressive as it could be. And going towards Jeweled Lotus, this card hits me wrong because it has the same type of design as Arcane Signet. It's just very, very designed towards Commander and only specifies Commander, and that's a very weird, not weird, but very strong way to make a card. Because once you start using the word Commander, it can just fit in any deck. That's one. Two, the design space limits you. Like, if you could run this card, you probably should, and that feels wrong. Like, it doesn't give enough liberty when you're trying to design a deck.
Yeah.
If you, at least if you want to make it as strong as possible.
Okay, but so you're saying that Jeweled Lotus is not that artifact that you don't actually require it in any commander. It just specifies, you know, for certain commanders, it's worth having this mana rock inside the commander.
I mean, I feel like if you can run it, then if you have the space for it, you probably should run it. and that's
Yeah.
a bad space in terms of design space. Like if you have to run a card in order for your deck to be stronger, and like there's no other option, you just have to have this card. I feel like that's a bad design space.
Okay.
The card itself, I would run it. I mean, I have a triple, like I play Ayara. She's just triple black. Just turn one Ayara. Oof,
Yep.
I would love it.
Yep. How about turn
I
2
hate it
Golos?
already.
I mean, I can already turn one Dark Ritual into her.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
just
true.
more
That's
ways,
true.
more
You can
ways to do
easily
that.
turn
Exactly.
2 Golos. Actually, it's just freaking ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
can you even turn two Golos?
Yeah,
It says
because-
colors.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Golos. It's like does it say color identity or color?
I think it says color identity,
It
but
doesn't matter,
Golos,
but Golos is
Come on.
colorless, man. Doesn't.
Yes, I mean if it says color, Golos is
Oh
color.
no, okay. No, Jude Lotus is color identity.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, yeah, it's color
Yeah.
identity. Okay, if it
It's
was
fucking
color,
ridiculous.
it would be a disaster. Like it wouldn't
it
make
will
sense.
be. It says here, at 3 mana of any one color,
of your color
spend
identity.
this mana only to cast your
Yeah,
commander.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
oh,
doesn't
so
matter.
it doesn't even
Okay.
specify that.
Yeah, it doesn't specify.
it doesn't
You
really
can say
Yeah.
green,
Wow.
and then
Exactly.
Because I thought it was based on your like commander's
Same,
color identity,
but I
not
guess since it already says it's only for casting your commander, it's already that's it. You know.
It's
yeah,
already
but again,
limited, I
it
guess.
does because you could definitely nerf the card by saying, "Oh, then only using the color identity of your command." Well, not color identity, but using the colors of your commander, and I think that would make
No,
the card much more fair in a lot of ways.
It would have been much more fair if it was same
Exiled.
color. No, like
That's a-
sacrifice and just make 3 of the same color. Because if you say color identity,
You can make-
Kalia, you can make the 3 colors of Kalia.
Yeah.
You can make Mardu. You can say, well, I'll do Mardu. So yeah,
Which would be
it's
insane.
exactly.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. What I meant to say in that it would be the color, like one color from the color identity of your commander. That's what I meant to say there.
Okay.
But it's still the same because you're only going to cast your commander. So
Yeah, exactly. But at least there is there is some limitation on which commanders you can use it in, which I think would kind of make it a bit less of a, I guess you can say, I don't want to use the word staple, but less of a must-have card in your deck, because it's basically just going to become the new, like JP mentioned earlier, like the new Arcane Signet or Soul Ring. Like if you can run it, why aren't you?
yeah.
So what do you think about the card, Orengo, or the cards?
Okay, so JP has a very, very good point that I was gonna bring up. It's the whole idea of homogenization, whatever. You know what I mean? The whole thing about like having
Homogeneous.
staples. Basically, it's basically staples. Like this card, if your deck is monocolored and you have to run it. If it's dual colored, you have to run it. If it's 3 color, you start thinking about it. If it's colorless, you run it. So it becomes a problem because it becomes a must-have. And even though like I personally would run it because I'm a tryhard, I understand that for commander purposes, it's a bad idea to have staples, and it's a bad idea to have must-have cards, because the whole point of commander is that you can take a pile of random stuff and make a deck and play with your friends, and nothing should be a staple.
And it's supposed to
Because-
be fun.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be fun. I have fun. I have fun. I don't know.
Making people not have fun.
Exactly. When people don't have fun and I have fun, then I have fun. but it is a problem. It is a problem in terms of it limits design space, because you have to run this card if you have like specific commanders or specific colors or limit of number of colors. And it's not good. It's interesting that they went and did this. I was half expecting them to do like a Mox as well. Like I was expecting them to do a dual Mox, which would have been like add 1 color to cast your commander or something. I was like half expecting them to do something similar too. And probably in Commander Legends 2, they might do just a dumb Mox, and that'll be like their mythic. Because I think they're also fighting with the reserve list. And this is one way of combating the reserve list, because they know that their cash cow is commander, and they want to please commander players. And they're thinking to themselves, we all know that they all wish they could have Black Lotuses. So let's make the most commandery Black Lotus that only works in Commander, because if this would have said anything else that didn't say Commander, it would have been used in Legacy and it would have broken everything and people would be rioting in the streets. So it's, you know, very specifically designed to only work with your Commander, because if it also just said, oh, you know, just add 3 colors of any color of your Commander identity, it would also be broken as hell, because then you could just use it for anything in your deck, and that would be just another bag of worms. So I'm very glad that it's very limited to your Commander, but I think Chris said it, it's also a problem because, you know, most decks are designed around your Commander. So if you can cheat out your Commander 3 turns earlier, that's still a problem. Of course, if in casual tables, what's going to end up happening, and I know this because I know this for a fact, if you do a Jewel Lotus and you put an island and you cast Urza, everyone's going to look at you and be like, so next game? Like, no one's going to even bother to play.
Either that or people just attack you until you die.
Exactly. Like, they're going to start attacking you hard. Exactly. You start being you either arch enemy or you're going to be, like, laughed out and be like, well, you're just going to play another game, right? Because whatever. Like, well, why are we going to do this? Or they're just going to attack you. So then you're thinking to yourself, is this really that fun? Like, again, I would enjoy it. But think about, like, your play group and your play style. Would you guys be like, oh, I want to play this? And then you play it. Because I think there was a cardboard crack animation, like a little comic book thingy, that it was like this guy ran to buy the Joe Lotus, and then he was like mulligan severely to have the Joe Lotus, and then like in the 3rd game he like threw it down, he threw his commander and was like, I don't have a response. You have a response? I don't have a response. I'm scooping. And the next day, he's like, can I just refund this? Because I don't want it anymore. And that's kind of like in casual play groups, that's probably what's going to end up happening because there's like a discrepancy. But then like in CDH stuff, oh yeah, you definitely like, you need to like modify your deck and make it so like, you know, streamline it so hard that, you know, you have the consistency to be able to pull this off all the time. Now going with opposition agents, it's going to be widely used in EDH. In casual formats, if you don't have an answer, it's going to be severely annoying because people don't like tutor that much in casual play groups, but the problem is they do probably fetch, and you're going to be stealing lands from people. And people are not going to like that because that's like Yes, JP, you can steal lands because it does.
It's like a Kodama's Reach, Cultivate, I'm just playing green.
Oh, yeah,
Guess I'm not playing green anymore.
Lands. All your ramp went to hell because that card is stealing your ramp. Imagine you doing a Cultivate and this guy's like, nah, I want your lands down. Give me your lands.
Yeah, that's really sad, really.
That's insane. So and you know, casual like don't have spot.
Not even sad. It's just straight up like, well, cancer.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's cancer. Like I understand in CDH because you want to stop the combo stuff. So maybe like in the end, these 2 cards were designed with CDH in mind because they know these players exist. They're very like they're a big part of the community. So I'm pretty sure they probably thought we need something to stop the, you know, like we need a floodgate card. And a opposition agent stops combo players from comboing off in turn 2 or 3 or turn 1. You know, you do Dark Ritual, you stop the combo, and then that guy's like out of the game because that's like the one combo. So this is a good card for them. In a casual play group, I don't know like how much mileage you're going to get out of it. You're going to annoy a lot of people. They're going to start attacking you if they cannot get rid of your stupid opposition agent. I also want to add Hull Breacher. Because no one said the fact. I know we didn't include Hull Breacher, but Hull Breacher kind of fits the mold a little bit in terms of what.
Very similar.
Yeah, no one's talked about the fact that it's ramp in blue, and I love ramp in blue, but it's insane that it's ramp in blue. Like that's insanity.
We'll talk about Green Path to Exile.
True, the Green Path to Exile. Yeah,
like Green Path to Exile.
I forgot the name.
1 green, you exile something, you know, you exile the creature, I think it is, and the person who casted it looks for a land.
Oh, right. Yeah. I saw it. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
This set, okay. This set, even though thinking about it, when you see this set, Commander Legends, it's not a set for you to make money if you bought a case.
Yeah.
You know, if you bought a case, then you're just going to have a bunch of cards that probably, if you have a TCG player store, you will make your money back. But but the value of like
kind
if
of
you're
portion, that's the problem there.
exactly yeah. So, but if you're just like buy a 1 box or 2 boxes of Commander Legends, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna enjoy the set. I haven't seen yet gameplay of the draft. I guess that the draft portion is really fun because nobody knows what you're going to build, and I have read in the internet that sometimes these drafts, these players come up with like random infinite combos in draft, But my guess on these 2 cards, again, it's like what everybody has said. These are cards for a play group that everybody has a CDH. It's a combo commander play group. Because in casual, yeah, you're gonna annoy a lot of people.
Yeah.
Annoying.
The Green Path to Exile is in this set.
It's in the what?
I don't know.
Is the Green Path to Exile in this set? I'm not sure.
At least I thought it was. Hold on.
I don't know. I don't remember the name.
I don't remember the name.
I'll check out the name in just a minute because I do remember that a friend of mine had sent it to me, so I should be able to find it for rather quickly.
Okay.
But I would say, yeah, like these 2 cards are mostly for CDH. Like, and for everybody that is
Here we go.
watching,
It's called Trail to Oblivion. I don't know if that's the commander.
Oh, dude, that's like a super fake card. That's not real.
Really?
Yeah.
Please tell me that's true. Really? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
super fake. Super
Okay,
fake. I remember that someone posted it on Twitter and people were like, "This can't be real," and like a day later or something, people were like, no,
yeah, it's not on the list. It's not on the list.
It's fakey.
God. Okay.
It's fakey.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just so scared when that thing popped up. I'm like, why is this a thing? What is Commander Legends doing? Okay,
It would be fun because
some level of relief.
that's that would have been an additional card for the Azuri commander.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, spot removal in green.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like just for everybody that's watching, all of us here right now in the podcast, all of us, the co-host, we all have our own CDH. So our play group is we will kill each other on the table. And then we have Chris that he has these commanders that do a lot.
Nothing's happening.
But nothing's happening.
A lot of things happen, but somehow nothing's happening for hours and days and years.
Untaps all his lands, plays a million stuff, but nothing actually happened.
It gets to a point that he's trying to look for a stupid answer. You're like standing, just going, grabbing a snack, and you're like, "Did you finish? I'm trying. Just give me a second."
No, yeah. I know at least for everybody, at least in my side, my commander is Golos. That's one of my favorite commanders right now. Is Golos Super Friends. Everybody either when they start seeing that I'm looking for the gates, they're like, "Oh no, how many gates do you have, John? Just want to know how many do you have? I only have 5. Calm down."
Pro tip for everyone who plays Commander: you should get a Field of Ruin because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know when this random
yeah.
player is gonna sit down and play
Strip
some
mine.
Commander, or on Discord, or strip mine. I'm saying Field. Field, because it's cheaper.
Go
Field
to
of
more
Ruin.
budget options, yeah.
But strip mine. Oh, okay,
You know.
I'm sorry, Moneybags. Strip mine.
I got mine at $7. It's that's actually
Oh, there you go. See, there
more
you
expensive
go.
than I thought. Hey, I got mine at $7.
There you go. there you go.
Okay.
But
So,
you should invest in a Field of
not
Ruin
that
or a
bad.
couple.
$9.
Yeah, I do. I should invest in a Field of Ruin. I need a Field of Ruin.
No, you don't, John. You don't.
No, you don't need. You don't
need
need
it,
Field of
John.
Ruins. You don't need. You need a Field of the Dead for your Golos deck, by the way.
Oh
You
yeah,
need
Field
that
of the
one.
Dead. That's the card. Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Hold
one
on.
you need. He doesn't
Hold on.
have one in his Golos.
I don't have one.
Hold on. John, I know you can't see me right now, but I want you to theoretically look me in the eyes and repeat that again slowly. You're telling me that you have a Golos deck, but you don't have Field of the Dead.
No.
We figured that out in
We
the
figured
last
that
time.
out, yeah.
Last time we played, I was asking him, "Why haven't you looked for Field of the Dead? You could just start making zombies." And he's like, "I don't have it." What?
Like he's seen me do it. Like when I was using Golos at the time, I can't remember how that game ended. I just know that it was, same as always, a whole lot of nothing.
Probably it didn't.
It was just a whole lot of nothing, and then next thing you know, hey, look at that. Wait. Okay, so I have Field of the Dead and a bajillion zombies. Okay. Because there was like a doubling season involved. I don't know. There was some random stuff going on there.
Okay, guys. So this is the final. Why do I hear echo?
I hope that's not me.
I don't know. Well, whatever. So the final topic of the day or of the night. Here you go. Boop. Pretty transition. Talking about Black Lotus.
It's beautiful.
So here we go. Hello. Yeah, I still hear myself.
I thought it was me. It's not me. I checked. I muted myself just to make sure.
Give me 1 sec. I already did mute my mic, but I'm gonna try that one more time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's now I don't hear myself, but you guys, sorry, this is like it's a first time. So last topic of tonight, it's Chris.
It's Chris. I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah. All right, give me 1 second. I'll switch out my mic. See what I can do here.
Okay, guys. So the final topic of tonight, everybody that's watching already has seen the title. The title is "What is Wizards of the Coast doing to the formats?" I was thinking about only mentioning format as just talking about one, but everything that has been released and these couple of days and months have affected every format in ways that we cannot explain. The thing is the funny part. The funny part about all this that right now we are in this situation with COVID-19, and some of these cards were banned because of MTG Arena, not because of a tabletop tournament. It was all because of Arena. Cards were going ridiculously, doing crazy stuff. And people are like, well, you know how it is in Magic. We have certain groups. We're like, hey, this card is OP. Let's just keep it. And then there's the other group. No, I don't wanna keep this card. I can't with my mono red deck. So yeah.
That's you.
Actually, I've been not playing mono red. I've not been playing mono red.
Surprising.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Let's see. Chris.
You back?
Yeah, okay, Chris. Chris, can you hear us?
Yeah. I've been
Okay.
able to hear you guys just fine.
Okay.
So is the audio already on your guys' side?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, perfect.
So the question is, Chris, what is Wizard of the Coast doing to the formats? And then I explained that there are two groups of people or of players. That there's one group that don't mind when the cards are like OP or broken in the formats because they're like, hey, there's still a way to beat the card or the deck. And then there's this other group that starts whining because their mono red deck can't win. And then a recap. Well, JP was like, hey, yeah, like you. And I'm like, I haven't been playing mono red. I've been playing blue black rogues, a very cancerous deck in standard.
Yeah,
Strong, yeah.
I really do enjoy it though. It's so much fun.
It's like I like the fact that I don't have to win taking life away. I just mill you. I cast a bunch of rogues and say, hey, I got like 7 triggers in the stack. How many cards do you have left on your deck?
Yeah.
So now looking at this situation with these past products that we have gotten, we got in Zendikar Rising with the expeditions back in a way. that if you got the collector booster box, my bad, or a booster box, depending on which one you get, one brought you two random cards that they are expeditions but non-foil, and then if you got in the normal booster box or the draft box, you could have gotten one. Then this other thing happened that Wizard of the Coast decided to make another booster box called Draft Box for all of you that like to draft, plus cards that are called the list. I wish I had like an effect saying the list, very like with
Yeah,
an
like
echo and
they
everything.
did in the promo.
Yeah, the list.
You think you'll look that up and play it real quick? Just 'cause
You know,
perfect for this moment.
but the thing is that these cards on the list are super extremely random cards of Magic the Gathering's history that probably you might get. And if you got the saucy cards, you get a big chunk of change for that saucy card. But they are hard to find, especially in the draft box. And, you know, the draft box is not, like I said, it's not a worthy box to buy. You're not going to make your money out of it.
Are you referring to the mystery booster?
No, the draft box from Zendikar Rising.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys see all these products that have come in from Zendikar Rising until now, because the mystery booster box, it was relatively a fun box to buy.
That was a great product. No.
Yeah.
That was a legitimately great product.
I remember that I made an unboxing of the mystery booster box on stream, and I pulled a demonic tutor. I was super happy.
That's a great product.
Boy, when I opened my box, I was actually really sad that I didn't get the chance to sit down and stream the box opening or anything like that, because wow, that box was ridiculous. If I'm not mistaken, I got either 2 or 3 demonic tutors out of it.
You got 2.
2, yeah.
Damn.
So it was 2 demonic tutors. There was the Teferi's protection, and then I had some other ridiculous stuff in that box.
Card.
But to be honest, right now I just can't remember all the things I pulled out of there. But I do remember that I was able to make my money back and actually get some money out of the box, and I still have some cards left.
Nice.
Yeah, the mystery booster box was an amazing product. I loved it. You know, sadly, by the time that box released, I was already investing in another card game that I did make my money back, but COVID.
Yeah.
COVID affected everything. But either way, I would definitely off the bat, I would at least try and get 2 more boxes if I could, because it's a fun box to open. But now, starting with Orengo. So Orengo, you see all these products that are coming in, all these cards that affect the format, but you have these two types of players. But then Wizard of the Coast starts banning cards out of the blue. They don't even give us a chance. They're like, well, Omnath is too broken. On Monday, we're going to have a new ban and unban list for the format. So what do you think that Wizard of the Coast is doing to us, the players, in general, in all the formats? Because we're not talking about only one format. We're talking about all of them, because all these sets affect all formats. What do you think is Wizard of the Coast doing with all these upcoming products and these products that are already available now?
Well, it's a heavy topic because it's a lot of different pieces. In terms of banning cards left and right, they've banned more cards in the past 18, I guess it would be past 24 months, than they've banned basically throughout Magic's history. I'm pretty sure that's a legit number. We can check that up. And it's because of power creep. I'm sorry, that's it. It's been power creep. They keep power creeping every set. They include these broken ass mechanics. They have 1 or 2 or 3 cards are really broken in the final format. And then they're like, no, it's fine. They ban other stuff instead. that kind of functions a little bit with the new broken stuff that they unleashed. Then they realized 6 months, like 3 months later, when the new set comes in, it's like, okay, this obviously doesn't work. So they ban the previous broken stuff, but new broken stuff is included now. So they need to be like, okay, we're gonna ban stuff that might synergize with this, so we don't have to essentially ban the new card that just came out. It basically became like a Yu-Gi-Oh thing, where every new set brings broken stuff that eventually, like Konami does all the time, they end up having to ban it. Like the Omnath thing, they wanted so bad not to have to ban Omnath in order to be able to sell Zendikar packs, and they banned Uro as a result. Which, granted, Uro has his own set of problems, and it was in the format for far too long, just like Teferi, like the 3 mana Teferi, and other examples like that. But eventually they caved and they realized we have to ban Omnath. And I think that even though a lot of people are, because of COVID and because people play now basically on MTGA, not even MTGO, like straight up on MTGA, we have to realize that for Wizards, what they're focusing on is essentially standard and historic. It's not even Pioneer. They were focusing on Pioneer and they were pushing Pioneer really hard until COVID struck. And since they don't have the database to put all of Pioneer into MTGA, they only just have it at MTGO, they have to make do with Historic, which is basically Pioneer Light or Super Standard, whichever you want to call it. That is why they've rushed 2 remaster sets so quickly back to back, which was the Amonkhet remaster and the Kaladesh remaster, which came by like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, because they want to like quickly have another competitive format beyond standard. And since clearly we don't know the numbers, but I'm pretty sure MTGA is making bank. Because as a Commander player, as a Magic player, you either have MTGA or you play Discord Paper Magic. You really don't have much choices right now. And I mean, I play a lot of Commander on Discord, but that's me, right? Like most people don't even have a Commander deck. So they just log into MTGA. They play with their deck. They go on the ladder. It's essentially not too difficult to rank up pretty high. And recently, with all the tournaments, the online tournaments they've done, there's a real incentive that you as a nobody, like you could end up winning actual cash prizes and, qualify to other tournaments and, go from there. And, they've monetized a lot in terms of what they can do in MTGA. And that's why they're pushing MTGA so hard. And once it comes to mobile, that's going to be another like world. It's going to open up incredibly. Like it happened with Hearthstone. Hearthstone was on PC for like its beta. Once they did the simultaneous release, both on mobile and on PC, they knew they had a hit on their hands and the numbers showed. So once it goes on mobile as well and it's functioning, like it's going to bring a new set of potential players into their product. So the problem is
The functioning part that I find interesting.
yeah, because it's very difficult to like put mana and put like it's gonna be so tiny potentially, unless they work around all of that. Because in Hearthstone it's really easy to just you flick the card and you put it. But here you have to put mana, you have to tap correctly, you have to hold priority. Like I don't know how they're gonna do that in a mobile setting, so we'll see how that works. But it's they're pushing for that, and it's gonna be interesting because Mattel is the one that owned them. Hasbro. I'm sorry, Hasbro. Hasbro owns them. So when we go to the products, now that we're talking about the products, they've released pretty much more product than they've ever released in a single year. I'm pretty sure, even considering COVID, and I'm pretty sure they've had to push back some products. I think almost like Commander Legends was almost the product that they had to push into 2021, but they tried their best to make it a 2020 release because it was the Commander year. Because we've seen like 3 different pre-cons of Commander. We saw like a lot of standard sets. We had a lot of specialty sets. We have a lot of product this year, like a lot, and it was hard to keep track. And we had the collector boosters, which started last year with Throne of Eldraine, but it seeped into this year. And we also had what John was saying, the set booster and the draft booster, because they realized that a lot of potential players, myself included, don't really draft that much, and they saw a potential potential market there of people that don't really draft and they'd rather have more potentially good cards come out of their boosters, that instead of drafting and getting like lackluster cards, they get more exciting pulls out of their set booster. So they're right now like they're completely in an experimental phase. And you can see it with the collectors, you can see it with the set and draft boosters, you can see it with the box toppers, which they've introduced since last year or year before. But the box toppers and releasing the Zendikar expeditions,
Yeah.
meaning that now expeditions, even though they're different artwork, they can remonetize skins essentially in cards. Like before, when it was like a lottery thing, now you get assured that those money cards or there's fetch cards.
Okay.
Um, yeah. What else? Like it's a broad topic.
Yeah,
Wizard.
it is the
Yeah.
broad topic. So
Yeah,
before we go with JP, Ultra Animator sends some emojis of like saying hi, and then Fabi 22492 says, "Oh my God, JP!" with a crying face.
Isaac emoji, I love it.
Aw, it's beautiful.
I love Isaac. He's great.
Everybody that's watching us, again, if you guys want to make a comment or do you guys want to like comment about what we're talking about, go ahead and write. Like, say what you think. Do you think that Wizard of the Coast is like playing with our money?
Always. Always.
you know-
We play with their cards, they play with our money. That's how this works.
Yeah, definitely. So going now to JP and Fabi says 100%.
Yes, they're always playing with our money.
Yes.
Hold on.
So
Before we move on, though, I
Yeah.
do want to make a bit of emphasis on something Warengo mentioned, and it's that he mentioned that Magic, at least Wizards in their marketing right now, seems to be in some kind of experimental phase, and I agree. But I personally have not been too acquainted with how Magic has handled their marketing throughout the years. I'm usually just much more into the Magic lore and doing dumb things with goblins because that's just what I do. So have we seen this type of experimental phase before in Wizards marketing, and how do you think we can compare it to what they're doing now?
The most experimental thing I could mention is probably Urza's the bit in between Urza's Destiny, where Urza's Destiny, like those three sets and the Urza block, all of them had really, really, really strong cards, and a lot of players just left Magic. That's as close as I think you can get, and maybe the initial Mirrodin block, which had a similar thing. But only on the power level, not in terms of the marketing.
yeah, because not even in Kaladesh and in Amcat, like even though Mono Red was stupidly strong in that season with Hazred, Ramonat Ruins, and the Chandra, it was still a good power level because you still had control with the Torrential Gear Hulk. You had the Rishkar in the counter deck with the Constrictor. That there was a balance in that season. But in terms of power level, yeah, these past sets, it hasn't gone down.
Keeping on the train of thought. It's mostly like both the marketing and the power level go hand in hand, because the stronger the cards, the better the effects. The better the effects, the more players are like, "Oh, I wanted to use that. Oh,
Exactly.
that's really strong." Oh, it's like, and I feel like it's not it is a Wizards of the Coast problem, but it could also be a Hasbro general thing problem.
They're pushing product. They're
they're
telling them to
pushing
push product. Yeah.
People keep on buying product. People is like, there's too much product. That's one thing, but the power level, they're just thinking in the short term, not in the long term. Because let's say, like, you start mentioning historic. When historic starts getting bigger, how many cards are they going to have to ban? Because these standards have been way too strong.
Yeah.
Like what they banned Underworld Breach the second it came out.
Yeah.
Basically, in historic, it was just way too strong.
Yep.
But in standard, it was not used at all.
Yeah.
Uh, those types of effects have long term consequences, and it just feels like they're not thinking about that.
Oh yeah. Definitely
Uh,
not.
but there is a trend though, and I hope I'm right about this. What was it? Ikoria? Yeah, that set wasn't that strong, and in a good way. Like even though it had companions and they fixed companions, Ikoria had this like the theme, and with the theme, they kept on with the theme. And even though some cards were good, some cards were bad. Generally speaking, the set in general is balanced, and the draft format was really good. Mutate is a great mechanic, a bit if not a bit complicated.
It's like an MTGA mechanic. Like it
Yeah.
functions perfectly
Yeah.
MTGA. It's a mess on paper. But yeah.
Exactly. If they keep on that in terms of that area, like okay, if Theros was good, but like there's not that many good cards or very strong cards, and Ikoria is good, but not that many good cards or strong cards, and they keep on adding, eventually, like oh okay, these few sets have these few cards that are really good. They start mixing it together and they make good decks, and that's a good standard. You don't have to make those really strong broken cards like Uro.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
No, yeah, it's like Oko. You guys remember when Oko was out? It's like, oh look, that's one really cute card. Elk.
That's a really, really cute elk you got there. What do you mean? That's my Ulamog. You mean your elk?
Your elk, exactly.
Oh, that you both of your loyalties go up and you're 3 mana, but you start with 5 loyalty. Oh, that's
that's
great.
amazing.
makes sense to me.
So fair. It's the most fair thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god,
It's the most fair
insanity.
thing in the history of Magic.
But JP has a great point because they're thinking short term. They're thinking we want to make a broken card. Like it's Yu-Gi-Oh mentality. I want to break. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh does a whole like archetype. They're talking about like specific cards. Oh, I want to make a broken 4-color Omnath because we've done the color one, and the 3-color one was okay. So we're gonna make a 4-color one with landfall. It's gonna be really cool and broken. But I'm pretty sure they were thinking for Commander. I'm pretty sure they weren't thinking it's going to be standard
Yeah.
broken. But the problem is, since they didn't think on the sets they're already made for some stupid reason, they didn't realize all the synergy that they already had going into that Oko. Oh, and that's considering the fact that a lot of the stuff got banned. Because if we lived in a world where Oko, once upon a time,
Uro.
that Locust, the Uro, that Locust Cobra, and that Omnath all existed in one stupid deck, it would
Oh,
be
God.
insanity. It would be clear insanity. So it's like they did not think this through at all. They were thinking, oh, we're going to make a cute Omnath, it'll probably not going to do anything in standard, which honestly, I thought the same. I saw that and I was like, it's cute for like Commander. I don't really like it's 4 colors. It's going to be so difficult. But then they revealed, the Locust Cobra. I'm like, maybe it's doable. And then I'm starting to think stuff like your Uro and Cultivate and stuff
Tribal
like that.
Passage, you already got your
Yeah,
pet
exactly.
plan.
And then I'm like, nah, this is gonna become a problem, isn't it? And then it
No,
became
yeah,
a problem.
But now you think of it, Wizard of the Coast is doing each product because okay, if you think about since I forgot the name of the set, Throne, since Throne of Eldraine showcases stayed.
Yeah.
So each set that has passed by this past few months had a showcase or a bunch of showcases.
Yeah.
You had in Throne, you had like these cards with like very fairy tale artwork. So the biggest example was Lovestruck Beast. The original card, you would see the card and you know who it is in fairy tale's perspective, but when you see the showcase, then you understand completely. Oh, okay, that's Beauty and the Beast. And then you got Ikoria. Ikoria brought us the Godzilla showcases
And the comic book ones.
and the comic book ones.
They
Yeah.
weren't that popular, but
Yeah, exactly. Then we had Theros. Theros brought us the constellations that they looked amazing.
Yeah.
One of the products that I really did like a lot, I know one of our friends, Carlos, has them all, is the gods in constellations, the old gods. They look amazing. They look beautiful. Then there was Theros, now Zendikar, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Zendikar. Zendikar has their own showcases, but it's like a very, very psychedelic brightness contrast cards in your face. And then you got the expeditions for the collector booster box. Then after that, you've noticed that people are buying more collector booster boxes than actual booster boxes.
Oh yeah, I've done that. So
No, yeah, I did it for Zendikar. I only got one booster box and a collector booster box because I wanted to do both. You know, have an opening for both of them. But I would say that the pools of the collector booster box were more worthy and better than an actual booster box.
we can talk about that. That's actually a good point. I feel that the best thing that's happened since the introduction of the collector booster boxes is that as the Magic consumer, as if you're like a Magic consumer, you are winning every step of the way, because since there's so many different variations of the same card at rares and mythics and even some of the uncommons, everything drops in price dramatically. So if you want to get like an Ugin, you have like 7 different variations of Ugin, and they start at like $15. When Ugin was like $70 before the reprint,
Yeah.
when the M21 Ugin came out, there's like the showcase, there's like the alternate art one, there's the normal one. When the Teferi came out, there was like 4 versions of that Teferi, and then 4 versions of the same Teferi, but they had like a different, and it's great. It's great for the consumer, because now since there's so many different variations, you're like, I want to get the cheapest one. And the cheapest one, it's like super, super ridiculously cheap. There's a lot of listings, and since there's a lot of product, they keep going down as time progresses. And since there's been a lot of product, a lot of the stuff gets forgotten like a month later. So then they even go further down. So for example, if you want to buy stuff from Double Masters, I bought them when it came out. But if you want to buy stuff now, it's even cheaper than when they came out.
Yeah.
Like as an example, the Zendikar collector booster, it was $250. Right now, it's $198. So if you want to try to crack some packs on the cheap and potentially get some fetch lands foil, like right now, it would be amazing if you just buy one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
And it's because there's so much product. There's so much product.
I was gonna say that. It was like there's too much product.
But it's good for us, because if we want to buy the singles, you can get a Soul Ring right now, like the extended art Soul Ring, for like $1. And you need Soul Ring, and eventually that Soul Ring is going to
give me 1 second. I'm getting on TCG right now.
Yeah, like you can check right now. Like I've done this since Ikoria. I've done this.
Orengo, Fabi says, shh, don't say the secret.
Like since Ikoria, I started just getting singles. Like for example, the Triomes, I got them extended art, and they were like $2-3 each, because people were cracking so much because of the Godzilla lands and the Godzilla cards. People were like, everything crashed. It crashed really hard. The only set that's maintained its value in terms of collector booster box stuff has been Thornable Drain, because people were afraid of buying Thornable Drain stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a very successful set. So people bought the stuff right away. But every other one, starting Ikoria onwards, everything has crashed. Like if you want to buy an M21 collector booster one, boof. Dude, that's so cheap as well. It's great for us, the consumer.
What are the lands? Oh yeah, the lands that are in M21 are the Scry lands. Yeah, don't.
And they were extended art, and if you want to get them, they're like $1 each. Extended art. If you want to get them foil, it's probably like $2. You know what I mean?
To be honest, for Scrylands, I still think that $1 is too much, but maybe that's just me.
No. You're completely right. I'd rather get a life or something. Like get one that gives you a life and leads a life. Scry is ridiculous.
When you say it like that, it just makes it sound even harsher, dude. I'd just rather get a life over getting
But yeah.
Well, Fabi says that LOL is so late,
late.
so that's
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she says like, "Oh, yesterday she was like me halteng TCG player, even though she wrote
She did.
TCG something
TCG
something,
later.
Go later.
but then she fixed it."
That's gonna be the name of our page. It's gonna be TCGO later.
Go later. But yeah,
But-
she bought some stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to sit down. But the thing is that one of the things that when you're a commander player and then you have like your favorite commander, you know that you want to make it foil.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
For sure.
so the cards are hard. You know, when you want them foil, they cost like 3 times the price depending on the card.
Depending.
You know, like for myself, I want to get the Teferi from the Mythic collection, the Heroes of Dominaria. That's
You
like
insane person.
that is like $150.
Yeah.
I'm
that's-
gonna
that's pretty-
take a quick page from Marengo's book here. Well, look at you, Moneybags.
I know, right? I know.
Hey, when you want to, hey, it's like a Johnny. You can either get a foil a Johnny, I forgot the name of the card, the one that you loaned me, Chris. You can get that one foil, but you can get the full art foil like for $25.
Mhm.
So you know why not
Okay.
get them full art? You know
Pretty cards are pretty.
Yeah,
exactly.
all jokes aside, yeah, I would totally get the pretty cards.
It's like me and Carlos, we got the commander box from Channel Fireball, and we were debating who would have gotten the Soul Ring, the foil one, and I'm like, I'm gonna make you a deal. You can get all the promos. I keep the Soul Ring. I don't want anything else. I just want the Soul Ring.
That's the Judge one, right?
No, that's the Mark Tedden one, the
Isn't
one
it
from
that Judge?
Commander Fest.
Oh, the command. Yeah, I got that one too. I bought it from a dude for like $20.
Yeah, it
Bayamon.
tanked. It
Yeah,
tanked.
it tanked, but it looks
That card
beautiful.
tanked.
Like that.
Oh,
It's
yes.
a beautiful
It's very
Soul Ring.
pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Soul Ring.
You know, overall, I think we are all in the same page.
I'm about
That-
to blow my paycheck in TCG player with this conversation right now.
So I think we're all in the same page that Wizard of the Coast is still like little by little trying to like figure out what they want to do. I know that the showcases will continue. I don't. Yeah, in M21 we only got full arts, right?
We got the extended art, and we got the showcase. That was our. You always get a showcase version, and then you get the extended art version of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what you got in M21, and you're always
Okay.
getting a collector booster because you know that thing sells out like hotcakes. People are buying collector boosters, like you said, even more than the normal boosters, which in turn turn the normal booster boxes they tank. Now, what's interesting is that they did it. This is the first time they do it for a specialty set, which is the Commander Legends set. I was not expecting a Commander collector booster box for Commander Legends. I expected it for Standard because they want you to buy expensive Standard cards that eventually might be worthless because,
Yeah.
Standard cards, most of them, they don't have longevity past Standard. So they want you to get like a shiny, pretty version, and then you get it, you use it, and then you'll never use it again. But for Commander Legends with actual staples that you use in Commander, it's impressive that they went ahead and did
one of the cards is this one, the dragon. This dragon has
Brush. Yeah,
Prosh has his own like
Edge
pretty.
yeah, it's
Foil.
edge foil. Which, by
Yeah.
the way, guys, if you want to buy a Prosh, it's like $7. Edge foil. Like everything tanked. Even the edge foil reprints, which I expected them to hold some value because they got like a good 35 really good commanders to reprint. They got like legendary staple commanders. They didn't get Kalia or Atraxa because they got them for double masters. But if not, they would have literally put them here. But they got an excellent list of commanders to reprint, and I'm surprised they also tanked. So it's like, but they look beautiful in edged foil, by the way.
So JP, do you want to add something more to what is Wizard of the Coast doing to the formats?
Yeah.
I think I added everything, just mostly the power creep marketing, and I really do want to reiterate the Ikoria thing. How Theros and Ikoria were very, in terms of power, they're a lot more mellow than Eldraine and currently Zendikar. And if the trend keeps on going, they could just it's only one standard rotation at maximum. Maybe just like the upcoming standard sets, and they could just fix standard in general. And by fixing standard, since it's their new products, they could just fix other formats where their cards are coming from.
Okay. How about you, Chris? Do you have something else to add to this topic?
I mean, I guess that the thing that I would have opened with earlier, when we were making that initial question of what is Wizards of the Coast doing with the formats, it's, I just like, what are they doing? Because I don't know. I feel like the problems that are being produced in Standard, again, like we've been mentioning before, is that the problems that have been popping up with Standard are affecting other formats. And I would say more than they did before, because sure, when I got into Magic, actually got into Magic by the time that Kaladesh was on. And yes, Kaladesh did have a bunch of cards that did have impact in Commander, but I felt like Kaladesh didn't just like come in and break all the formats all at once, And I feel like a lot of these recent Standard sets have done just that. They just really messed with all of the formats all at once. And my opinions on Standard, I don't know. I just wish I could go back to when Kaladesh was still there, man. Like, there was just something at the beginning when Kaladesh.
Wait, you want to go back to that time that Seth Manfield couldn't win the World Cup because he couldn't sacrifice his Ramonat ruins to win the game?
Ridiculous.
Like, when Kaladesh came out the first time, since I had already seen the cards from Eldritch Moon, I was like used to a certain style. Like, I wasn't used to seeing like the steampunky stuff in Kaladesh. So at the beginning, I remember I hated it. I was like, no, I don't like it. I don't like the art style. The effects are kind of weird. That new energy mechanic is weird. Basically all the complaints that the community had at the time, really. But the way the game felt was just so different. And I really do wish I could get that feeling back. Maybe it's nostalgia speaking in a lot of ways, but
It's
I don't know.
nostalgia. It's definitely nostalgia.
Yeah,
Energy was cancer. Mono red was cancer.
Once it left, I loved it so much, though.
Yeah, it left
Energy
like
was so
2
fun.
years later, man. And you're talking about Kaladesh being this beautiful format,
I can assure you.
which had a mechanic that you couldn't interact with, man. That's insanity.
I can assure you it's nostalgia, because I entered in the cons era and I love that area. But like, the best deck was like $1,000.
Yes.
And
I've heard about the.
Yeah,
Kaladesh also had the fetch lands. Digo, the cons also had the fetch lands. So
The
you could
fetch lands,
mono
yeah.
fix everything. Like, you had 4-color good stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Like, I when I started Magic because a group of friends. I remember that I was in the university in Atlantic, and I saw a group of friends. So a friend of mine was like, "Hey, look, let's hang out with like that. You can meet some people that I know," and they were playing Magic, and they were playing like Commander, and I was like, "These cards look interesting." So I started in Commander, and then by that time, the most popular Commander was Scion the Ur Dragon. And I'm like, I want that Commander. And everybody looked at me like, that's like the most expensive Commander right now. I'm like, I want that Commander. And then Cons was out. I tried Standard, but I was like, I don't know what to do. So I remember my first Friday Night Magic in Standard, I had Blood Crypt in the deck. And they were like, that's not legal in Standard. I'm like, oh, I only play Commander. How do you play Standard?
What is a Standard?
What is
Exactly.
a standard?
Then when I got back to the West Side, I remember that I went to ISD Gaming, and I just like went straight for it. I'm like, I saw everybody playing Standard, and I'm like, I asked the store owner, like, what format do you guys play? And he's like, oh, at least the most play is Standard. I'm like, okay. So here's my Commander. How much you would give me for those cards that I can buy a Standard deck? And I remember that I made like in credit like almost like $700, and I made mono red because that was like the most popular deck in that time. And sadly, it was incomplete until I found the last two Hazarets, and then I became the most cancerous red player in that store for a year.
Nice.
Nice. No, I was introduced into Magic like it was just straight up crack. It's like one day I'm hanging out with my friend Gabriel over at the student center, and then he was just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna teach you how to play Magic today. I'm like, what the fuck is a Magic? Well, we're both into Dungeons and Dragons now, which again, another thing that I got introduced like it was crack. He looks at me, he's just kind of like, okay, just imagine it's D&D, but it's a card game, and I'm like, oh. That sounds great. Like, how do I? Okay, here, I'll give you a deck to start out with, and we'll see how that goes. So then afterwards, he gave me the deck for free. So it's like those stories that your parents told you that the adults were gonna come over to you, give you drugs for free. I'm still waiting on those, by the way.
The first one's free.
Yeah.
Like, I never got drugs for free, but I got Magic cards for free, so I guess that kind of counts, right?
That definitely counts.
So, yeah, it was just kind of like, hey, so here's this deck. You get to keep this one because you beat me with it, and now we're going to start upping the power level. And it was a really fun introduction to Magic, but I've always thought that it was just funny how it was kind of like getting me introduced to drugs. It's like, hey, look, here's this cool thing. Oh, what does it do? Oh, this is what it does. Oh, I like that. Can I do it again? Can we do it again tomorrow? What about the next day?
Yeah, like Magic, I would say that thanks to MTG or the TCG community, it's how one like meets a lot of amazing people. Like I remember when I went to
and I met you guys, so that counts. For
yeah,
something.
exactly. I met all of you. But one of the things that I can say is that I went to GP Orlando to compete, and I met so many people, and from around the world. Like you had people from Italy, United Kingdom. You had people from Japan coming to these big events just to see if they can qualify. But I think that the greatest thing about Magic the Gathering is that everybody has fun. Except if you're in a play group of cancerous people in Commander, then that's a different story. So
people who play opposition agent.
Or people who play blue.
Yay!
Guess I have to play opposition agent then.
No! Never.
I'll just stick to my jank. It's okay.
Yeah, like but in the end, I think that Wizard of the Coast is still trying to figure out, or not Wizard of the Coast. I think Hasbro is still trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the line. That's going to be a big hiccup. So our last comment of the night is Wizards know that Commander people have money.
That is very true. The fact that they dedicated a whole year to us, the Commander players, they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one last thing that I did want to add, which is what I forgot to mention earlier, and I just forgot again. That's the ADD doing its best. So
it's our first episode, guys.
It was about that about the whole Commander thing. Oh, but it wasn't about Commander. It's actually one of the theories that I've had for a while now, especially ever since Eldraine came out and they started announcing so much product at the same time. My conspiracy theory has always been that Wizards has just been getting an immense pressure from Hasbro. Like you're seeing not just Magic card products that have been, again, we've mentioned that have recently, we've seen way too much freaking product. You're getting the Magic D&D books. You're getting Magic figures all over again. You're getting all of these different Magic products. And I think that Hasbro is just putting way too much pressure on Magic that compared to what they had before. And I think that's one of the things that has affected the formats as well and has affected how these cards have been released. Especially, we've talked about this before, about how I personally think that Magic should go back to the 3-set blocks, in which there was 3 sets just dedicated to one plane, because it just adds a certain sense of cohesion. When I mentioned the feel of Magic earlier, going back to Kaladesh, I think that what I was kind of more thinking about the feel of Magic in sense of like the cohesion the game had up to a certain point when it came to the sets. Because sure, by the time we moved into Kaladesh, we were already doing the 2 sets instead of the 3. But it was still much more cohesive in terms of mechanics and, well, mostly the mechanics in general, just much more cohesive than what it is now. Because I feel like now we just move too quickly from one set of mechanics to the other, and it just doesn't feel, I don't know, polished enough, I guess you can say.
I think I understand a reasoning for it. There's the story aspect of it. By the end of the War of the Spark, they don't have a cohesive, like not necessarily cohesive, but like a direct storyline to follow.
Yeah.
If you go really way back on Magic before like 8th edition, you go through the everything that happened with Urza and Yawgmoth and that old storyline with the Weatherlight crew. That was a cohesive story. After that, we just kind of started jumping between planes with the 3-set block thing, but no specific storyline. Even though there was still story, of course.
Yeah.
And I understand completely about the mechanics because like Ikoria has mutate, but like mutate's just in Ikoria.
You're probably not gonna see it for a very long time again. So
Exactly. Even the party mechanic, we're not going to see it again. Probably we will see when these 2 sets, the D&D sets, the D&D sets, probably they might add the party mechanic again. But again, that's something that it's we don't know. We don't know if they're coming
back. Is the D&D set even going to be a part of Standard, or how's
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The realm is just the Forgotten Realms. It's just the standard Faerun setting of D&D.
Yeah,
Okay.
this 2021 that we can talk about that in our next episode. 2021 in terms of sets, it's going to be interesting because we got saucy sets. We got Modern Horizons 2 with the fetch lands once again. We got Time Spiral 2. We have the D&D sets and the Caladium, the new Kaladesh set that is coming out. So yeah, there's 2021 brings promising like sets in terms of like value, and probably it's the standard format. Then Fabi says here, I mean, Harry Potter party mechanic, se puede.
Oh yeah, that Harry Potter set is gonna be very Harry Potter.
Actually, didn't that Harry Potter set get canceled? Actually,
no. I mean, we speculate that's they're gonna do like a Harry Potter crossover.
Because what I heard from Alpha Investments, and again, if I'm not mistaken, the information that Alpha Investments had at the time, that Rudy had at the time, wasn't anything concrete.
Yeah.
But what he mentioned in the video is that supposedly a reputable source told him that Wizards of the Coast decided not to go with the Harry Potter set because they didn't want to have anything to do with J.K. Rowling because of her. Such.
But that would be in terms of because they wanted to redo basically the Godzilla thing, but with Harry Potter. But
yes.
the Harry Potter set, we joke it's a Harry Potter set, but it's basically going to be a wizard
The showcase, yeah.
Because it's going to be a set which has 4 different schools of wizards. So it's a literal Harry Potter set.
Yeah, so I guess that basically they just took off the branding. That's all they did.
Exacto. It's pretty likely que no va a estar ese crossover, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but also because they were from what that Alpha Investments video had on there. I still have to see if there's any updated info on that.
No,
but last time I checked, he was talking about how there were going to be all of these other crossover sets, and supposedly there was going to be something coming out for like April Fools as well, where there was supposedly going to be something like either Teletubbies or something like that, or like there was plans
Wizard
of, like,
of the
a Power
Coast
Ranger set.
Yeah, Wizard of the Coast is taking these showcase things very serious. Like they know that there's a market for it.
Yeah, and Hasbro's monetizing. They're finding ways to be like, let's cross over because money.
Yeah, exactly. Like we can even talk about not tonight, but for the next episode, we can even talk about the Walking Dead secret layer.
Oh, please, let's talk about that.
Please.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Please.
Yeah.
Just to give, I guess you can say, a taste of what you can probably expect from me. I liked the idea. I just don't like what they did with those mechanically unique cards. Like,
That are
my
legal.
God, we'll just leave it for that other occasion, because if not, I'm gonna go the fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technically speaking, everybody that is watching us right now, literally, you just got the sneak peek of next Saturday's episode. So
Yeah.
technically speaking, guys, you guys
The
now
meditates
know.
are gonna go off in that next episode.
Yeah. So next episode, you guys at least have the sneak peek of the two topics that we're going to be talking about. That is the Walking Dead secret layer. Why did they did what they did, and talking about the next the future of MTG in the 2021 sets that are coming newly, with the D&D sets, Horizon 2, Time Spiral, Caladium, and what else will come in the future. Well, nothing, guys. Thank you for everybody that are all the co-hosts of this amazing first episode. I thought it was gonna. I really thought that is gonna go crazy, but it didn't. But Chris and JP, tell the people where they can find you if you have social media.
I'm currently not really active on social media.
Okay, so JP, you will see JP here.
You'll here.
Well, guys, right now I'm still getting a few things together, but I do have my Twitch. I don't have a schedule yet, but I am occasionally streaming. For a while, when the whole COVID thing started, I was streaming Ghost of Tsushima. I actually did stream the whole story, and that was super fun. So, you can expect me playing through some story games. I'll probably be playing some MTG Arena soon on there too. Actually, I might do that tonight if I find some time to do it. And that would be at Crisscross13. I'll just drop it down in the comments in just a moment, just so we make sure that y'all can find me.
Sure thing. So Orengo, where the people can find you?
Well, now they can find me here. They can find me in the Movie Guy, or you can just Google me.
Yeah,
Google me.
that is an official shirt that you will find in the future at the Movie
for
Guys. How do you call the website? It's like spreadtees.com. I don't know. You can find a lot of merch there, but it's not open. But
Google me now.
Well, guys, remember,
That's
you
awesome.
guys, you can find me at the Big Boss 117 PR. You will see this podcast every Saturday. We still don't have an official time yet, but probably it's going to be 9:30. So thank you for everybody to watch us. And guys, again, don't forget, don't be shy. If you guys have something to say in the chat, go ahead and say it. And if you guys have a topic that you guys would like us to talk about, just go ahead and hit us up in our social media, in the DMs, like that. You guys can go ahead and we can talk about that topic. And nothing, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. So we will see you next Saturday. And this podcast will be available on YouTube on Monday. And when I figure out the whole podcast thing, you will be able to hear it in all podcast formats. So we will see you.
Over your skin, you can see it beat, intoxicating your energy. First time in so